Hi everyone, welcome to Damulala. Today we're going to talk about the history of Ouija board. But first, if you don't know us, we're going to introduce ourselves. I'm Lala.
And I'm Lulu.
And in today's episode, we're going to continue with this fascinating topic about the Ouija board. Now, introducing and analyzing the history of it.
Before that, in order to explain and prove your some of our thinking, we are going to listen some students.
eh, a las experiencias reales. Siento que se debe a las personas que han llegado a ser poseídas por los espíritus con los cuales se han comunicado.
De pronto por el hecho de que los seres humanos como que tratamos de comprender las cosas que no comprendemos, buscamos formas de darle nombres a las cosas, entonces pues la Ouija puede ser una forma de, supongo para otras culturas funcionaría para comunicarse con sus muertos, como no en búsqueda de entidades malvadas y eso, sino más que todo como acercarse a las, pues aquellas personas que uno extraña por las razones de la vida.
Yo siento que es popular porque es más que todo como un juego, como el hecho de que sea una mesa y como te recocha y el hecho de poder tú tener esa posibilidad de comunicarte con alguien del más allá, eso lo hace hasta.
Pues bueno, la verdad es que no tengo muy claro los orígenes de la Ouija, pero creo que pues, los seres humanos siempre han tenido como ese morbo por lo desconocido y creo que todo esto que representa la Ouija pues es como una forma de representar o relacionarle con áreas que tal vez no son como tan pensadas comúnmente. Entonces creo que más o menos ahí viene como desde ahí se centra la atención hacia la Ouija, pero diría yo que puede ser eso.
Probablemente tiene que ver con todas las películas que hacen alrededor de ella, siento yo, como el género del terror en general.
Pues yo pienso que se debe a que son temas como trascendentales o temas que realmente no se pueden comprobar como de cierta forma y como es una experiencia que no todo el mundo acostumbra a vivir, entonces como que genera más morbo o curiosidad al saber que es algo que podría ser real, pero también podría no serlo y solo lo puedes comprobar haciéndolo. Entonces es como un tema muy atrayente por eso.
As Lala mentioned, we're going to talk about the history of Ouija. However, as we discussed it in the first episode, in order to remember people who use Ouija boards, form a community of practice where there share rituals, rules, stories, and languages.
Yeah, users and participants of these communities internalize those narratives and recognize themselves as subjects within this practice.
But cultural tradition has also influenced in the interpolation processes.
That's true, Lulu. Some examples are like the press, the horror genre, the entertainment industry, those things call on the community to position themselves as believers, skeptics, fearful people, or seekers for answers.
I know this sounds strange for you, but don't worry. With the aim of understanding this well, we need to know a little story.
Yeah, as we talked in the last video, that if you haven't watched it, go and watch it. This thing has such like a dark, spooky reputation nowadays. You hear Ouija and you immediately like think about the exorcist or satanic panic.
Exactly, but it is exciting is that the board we know today was originally sold as a wonderful thinking board, a source of family entertainment, and a lot of its reputation is It's mostly Hollywood mixed with some reality clever marketing.
A classic case of capitalism, meaning the afterline. Let's dive into how we went from a parlor game to a portal.
To understand the Ouija, you have to go back to the mid 19th century in the United States, right after the Civil War.
Yeah, it was like a dark, dark time. Lots of death, lots of unresolved grief.
Precisely, the period saw the bloom of spiritualism, the belief that the dead can communicate with the living. People were desperate for closure, and mediums were doing a huge business. Lala,
I
do
mean,
you know who had the brilliant idea to create the word?
okay, in the 80s, Ohio newspaper report on talking boards. That is, we have words that spiritualists were using. They had letters, numbers, and a pointing device.
Like an spiritualist or spiritual GPS?
Yes, like that. But Charlie Skinnard, a Baltimore businessman, saw this and thought like, this is gold.
So it was just told for mediums until some smart business looked at it and saw dollar sinks instead of spirits.
In the 1890, he gathered four investors, including Eliah Bond, a local attorney, and they formed the Kennard Novelty Company.
They patented in 1891, not as a mystical tool, but as a parlor game.
It was like a genius marketing. It satisfied the public's thirst for the mysterious while being completely accessible and cheap. It was easy to afford to this game. They advertise it like being more interesting than all others. Like it was like a boom.
Yeah, the creation of the name Ouija is the best part of the whole legend, too.
Yeah, this is the freaky part. They were using the board one night with Helen Peters, that was a medium, and they asked like what they should call it. Like, oh, I'm here, but how we should call you?
The the board spelled out Oueai
Oh my god,
A. Yeah. When they asked it what it means, it responded, "Good luck."
the board name itself.
Well, that's what they say. Some believe it comes from French, "oui," and the "oui," and German, "ja," a vote meaning yes.
Ah, Ouija. It's like yes into languages. But wait, the patent story it's even better.
But when they wanted to registering, and the patent chief didn't want to prove it.
Why not?
He said he's only proved it if the bird could spell his name, which supposedly nobody knew.
And did it?
According to the legend, the bird spelled it out at the patent chief's full name. He went Wales as a ghost and approved the patent on the spot. So what's it all logs and profits?
Not exactly. It was not always just laughs. In 1891, William Fuld enters to the picture, and he worked for the company.
Oh no, this more like drama.
Yay, it's drama. Fuld reorganized the company and call it like we had a the company, and it started fearing the original founders.
Charles Kennan, the original founder, was out. He tried creating his own version called the Bolo board. But fell to him for patenting free judgment, I think. And did Paul win?
Of course, like Kingward was left with no company, no board, nothing. He couldn't do anything. Fault became the father of the Ouija, even though he didn't invent it.
It's incredible how all this shows that anything can be turning into money.
Absolutely. Beliefs, the hope of an afterlife, emotions surrounding death, there are mere merchandise.
Wow. The world's biggest commercial peak came much later. In 1987, Parker Brothers bought the rights for the original manufacturers. That year, they sold 2 million boards.
Oh my god, that's a lot.
Yes, a record the brief made a Ouija board outsave Monopoly.
Outsell Monopoly? Oh my god. 2 million? Think about that. Still seen as a game, maybe a silly spooky one, but a game nonetheless. But then everybody changed with one movie.
You're talking about William Friensky
The Exorcist.
in 1973.
That one. Absolutely. The film positioned the Ouija board as the directly catalyst for the Jones girls' demoniac position. So the narrative shift instantly. Like it became now like the thing that we know nowadays. The Ouija board was no longer like a mysterious parlor game that was for fun. It was a demonic portal.
And the leg straight into the satanic panic of the 70s and 80s. Solidify the board's dark reputation that is held today. It's a remarkable cultural transformation, really.
Well, that was all for today's episode. We see you in the next episode where we will talk about the sociology and scientific part of the Ouija.
Don't miss the last one about Ouija board. You will discover if there is an explanation beyond this part.
Oh my god. Bye, see ya.
Bye.
I'm Lala.
And I'm Lulu.
Toma 5. ¿A qué crees que se debe la popularidad del aula?
2,000 years later.